sound is whack.
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger?
Bear in mind, she's 20 years younger than me, so her makeup's gonna look flawless. Get out!
Oh, look at my mama.
This is what 20 years of age difference looks like with the new nude palette. And I will say that we can, but I can pull it off. She can definitely pull it off. Look at her. Jayla knows that she doesn't need makeup. I know she doesn't need the makeup, but her mum's a makeup artist and she loves makeup as much, I'd say nearly as much as I love makeup.
Not the swatching part, alright.
Oh yeah, she hates it when I try and get her to swatch. But yeah,
Definitely.
she doesn't need the makeup. She's so naturally pretty. Whereas people like myself just need the extra help, you know.
Oh, we're not posing, are we?
No, we're just
Okay.
getting ready to talk. Hi everyone, thanks for, I was looking over there. Hi everyone. Thanks for stopping by at my channel. Today's video, I've got a special guest with me today. You've not seen her for a while. I thought I would make this video slightly more interesting than the other reviews at the moment on the new nude palette by Huda Beauty. Is it upside down? No, it's not upside down. And I wanted to do 2 different looks on myself and my daughter, just to show you guys how the colours show up on different skin tones, just to make it a little bit more versatile for you guys at home. Do you need this palette? We don't need any of the ish that comes out, but we want it, don't we? We don't need it, we want it. So, but I would say if you don't have a pinky mauvey palette in your collection, then this would definitely be my top choice for it, just because it's a beautiful, very beautiful palette, and the formula that she put in here for the spackle shades, that's it. So the formula she put in here for the spackle shades are amazing. I loved the way the shadows performed, but I'm not going to keep you guys long. Basically, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on Jayla, a speeded up version on how I did her eyes. On my eye look, I did it live and just like talk to you guys through what I was doing. And then at the end of that, you'll see me give you my final thoughts of the palette. So yes, I thought I'd make it slightly interesting and add in my daughter. So hope you liked the video, guys. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I know you guys hear it all the time, but it really means a lot to us small YouTubers if you subscribe to our channel, my channel, sorry. So hope you like it, and I'll be back in a second. First look you'll see is Jayla's, then mine. colour I go in with is Play, just to go all the way up to the brow bone. It's such a pale colour that it will be an easy colour to place. It's like a pale peachy pink. Each shadow I'm learning to go in very, very softly at first because the colours are really pigmented. The second shade I go in is with Secret, this one here. All the shades at the bottom are like a warm brown pink. I've seen a lot of looks created using the bright pastel pinks, and I just literally done a very, very pink, bright pink look about a week ago or so. So I wanted to try and keep it away from that pink shade and try and create something a little bit more darker, not so pink, and that's what we're doing today. So Secret is still comes across a little bit on the pinky side. I tapped into that colour and the pigment is immediate, so you definitely need a light hand going in with these. I'm just placing that in the middle in the crease and buffing it out. So as you can see, it's definitely pulling more pink than brown. I'm really happy that the colours are not completely pink, but just blending it upwards so we have a nice blend. And so far the shadows are blending really nice. With a smaller brush I go in with Teddy and Secret, are very, very similar. Focus on my finger. So I love that colour, it's a beautiful colour. And then the last shade we use is Raw, which is this shade here, which is more of a burgundy brown, I'd say. And I'm just putting that on the outer corner, like so. So easy to work with. I'm really, really impressed. I'm just packing it on in the corner to try and get quite dark there on the outer V. So when it comes to using this cream base, I'm not liking the way it's looking in the palette at the moment. It's getting dirty, and if you use the same brush and go in after I've applied these, it's making it look dirty even more. So I tend to wipe my brush first on my hand and then dip it in there. I have found it to be a decent base to apply the spackled pigments. I like it. I like the way that it's easier to fix if you mess up with concealer. You're kind of you have to be like really careful with concealer. You can mess that up very, very quickly and easily. But with this, I just find it's quite easy to rub away if you make a mistake. If I was going in for a serious cut crease look, I probably would go ahead and use my regular concealer, because the guide is just a little bit too faded for me to properly follow that. Because with the concealer you can really create a sharp line. So today I'm not doing a cut crease, I'm just laying the base down for the pigments. I tried a brush first for the colour I'm going to be going in with, which is, so I go in with Crave first, this beautiful colour here on the inner corner, and then I go in at the bottom with this one, Charmed, which is the bronzy pink. That didn't show up very much, and then I added the glitter Infatuated. So the brush, even when I sprayed it with the base, Crave doesn't really do much when applied. So these are definitely finger application, and I'm not into buying no expensive silicone brushes. So I go in with my finger and immediately you'll see a difference with that base down. It's just really does a much better job. And as I've got used to playing with makeup more and more, you definitely do have to use your fingers with a lot of shadows. Even my Natasha Denona, some of the shadows work best with finger application. So next is Charmed, which I put next to it. and the contrast is there, it's nice, but I'm not afraid of glitter, so I had to try the glitter just to see what it's like, and I'm happy to say the glitter formula does feel really nice. It feels really fine, not chunky. There is fallout on the face on this side, there's a couple of speckles there, but nothing major. Because I've laid those two speckled shimmer shadows down, I go in on top with my regular glitter glue as a base for the glitter, just because I think it would hold it better. Glitter glue, placing it where I want the glitter, which is kind of where it meets. We are about to apply Infatuated. So I've put quite a lot on my brush. It's a lovely colour. Patting it very, very gently. And once I've got it in place, I go in with my finger just to smooth it out. So obviously I'm doing like not your everyday look. If you're going to try out a palette, you really want to see what it's capable of doing. You don't obviously have to do looks like this to enjoy the palette. You'll still enjoy it if you love your pink mauve colours. You'll love it still. So then I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D brand new liner, and I have to say, very impressed with this liner. It is so easy to work with to create a wing. Product comes out immediately, so there's no messing about, there's no dragging. It's not the blackest black out there, but it definitely is one of the easiest liners I've ever used. Lightly sketching out the wing, and we're done. So I've done quite a dramatic wing today. It's actually looking sharper than this side. I will put lashes on this one just because I think it needs it. Just quickly apply a light coat of mascara on the top lashes. What are we thinking is very glam for me for during the day. This is a nice evening look. Once my foundation's on, it's going to look bomb. I hope. I'm impressed. I'm impressed so far. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back now. I'm going to go in the back into the palette again and complete my under eye. I'm not going to go in too heavy and make it really smoked out as I would normally do. I want to keep it quite light, so I'm just going to go in with Teddy right there, and just lightly, very, very lightly, just do a little bit of work under there. And then on the waterline, I'm going to go in with a brown pencil. I'm just going to use this NYX eyeliner in brown and see if I like the way this looks. Focus on me. I'm going to see if I like the way this looks on the waterline. Because sometimes, yeah, I like that. It's just a little bit more softening than black. And now I've gone in with black on top, but I'm going to go off camera again and stick on some lashes, and we'll just finish off talking about my final thoughts on the palette and take it from there. Finally back, guys, finally finished my look. What are my final thoughts on the palette? Well, that's easy. I love it. That's it. There you go. Simple as that. There's no frills and fancy pieces on this review. It's just an honest, raw review. So let's just quickly talk about the palette real quick before I let you go. The cream base they have in here is a little bit of a pain. I can tell it's going to inconvenience some people or annoy them because it will get dirty very quickly. It does do the job it's supposed to do. It definitely acts as a good base for the speckled shadows to stick to. I didn't find that a problem, but to have it in this palette, I can see it will be getting messed up pretty quick. As far as how all the other shadows performed, I only used Secret, Raw and Teddy, and the shimmers or the speckled ones I used was Charmed and Crave. I think the special formula she created for these shadows in particular, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Never seen anything like that before, so that's really impressed me and would be definitely one of the biggest reasons what drew me to the palette. So I'm happy I got it for that reason. I haven't got any other kind of palette similar. The only one I could find which was kind of similar was my Too Faced Just Peachy Matte palette. If I hold them both up, yes, this pulls more of, you can get a lot more darker looks from this one, and there's probably a couple of colours in there which are similar to the Huda Beauty one. The Just Peachy one here reminds me of the Play. This one is slightly paler. And then Raw at the bottom, that one there, reminds me of Just Ripe in the Too Faced, but this one is slightly darker, so it's not the same. I don't have any of her other palettes. I don't have the Rose Gold Remastered or the original one, the Desert Dusk. I'm not sure if I would have got this if I had the Desert Dusk, because that does pull very pinky purpley for me. I don't have the Dose of Colours Marvelous Mauves. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I have it because I don't have anything similar to it. The shadows which I did play with performed really well and blended really well. I know you've seen 100 reviews already on YouTube. Cult Beauty is to blame for that. They kept me sweating for like 7 days waiting for this because I simply didn't want to pay for next day's shipping. But that's my fault. So yeah, you might be sick of the reviews on this at the moment. So the only qualm I have is I'm not a big fan of palettes which just pull towards one tone of colour, which this obviously does. Although I'm happy I've got it because I don't have anything similar to it. I don't have another palette which is like this. I'm just not a big fan of a whole entire palette being just concentrating on one family of colours. My Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette is a good example. You can create multiple looks from it. This, if you're going to pick it up, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to see a pink mauve look each and every time you use it. Every review I looked at on YouTube, pretty much the same kind of looks were being created. So if you are not a fan of sticking to that one kind of look, you can do a couple of different looks, but they're going to pull off looking very similar, if you know what I'm saying. So if you're not a fan of that, then you probably wouldn't want this palette. But if you have nothing like it already in your collection, I love it. I can't wait to play with it some more. So I've stuck to using these ones, these colours here at the bottom, and then on my daughter definitely be mixing up and using some of the other shades in the palette as well. So before I go, let's get up close and personal to show you how I ended up doing my eyes. So I stuck on some lashes, as you can tell. Isn't it pretty? It's so nice. I'm really happy. A little bit of the glitter has transferred above, which you can see, which is pretty typical when you're using glitters. But apart from that, guys, it's a really nice look. I'm happy with the look I created with it just because it's not that bright pink, Barbie pink look, which I did the other day, which is like the shocking electric pink. I'm really pleased with it. I love it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video. Okay guys, these are the swatches of the palette. Starting from lightest, I did all the mattes first. The pearl shimmer is this one here. And these are my favourite four inside the palette. I'm going to love working with these last four colours. As you can see, this one is not totally pink, and this is more like a burgundy. So yeah, you've definitely got some warm options to work with, and then the rest of it is just more on the pink mauvey side, dark pink here. And then these are the star of the show. These four spackled metallic pigments, whatever you want to call them. Absolutely stunning. Really nice. And then the two on the end are the pressed glitters, which I worked with. I used this one on myself and this one on my daughter. This one here is beautiful. I love it. So pretty. And there are your swatches.